How goes it, folks? Jolly Hello talking to you. This was pretty much the look on my face when I realized that I was speaking about episode 9 of Starfleet Academy as if it was the season finale, and it is not. There is a 10th episode to season 1 of Starfleet Academy, but I didn't realize that until I started doing the editing for my episode 9 video, so please forgive me as I talk about episode 9 as if it's the season finale because it is not. Thank you for your patience. How it goes, folks? Jolly Hello talking to you. We have made it to the 9th and final episode of Star Trek Starfleet Academy. Let's talk about it, because there's a lot to talk about. So the episode opens with the celebrations that go along with the end of the first year of the new Starfleet Academy, called 300th Day. And it's just the students are free to party, celebrate, have fun, do whatever they want. In addition to that, they're proceeding with the original plans decided back in, I believe, episode 2 of moving Starfleet headquarters to Beta Z. So there's a lot going on with that. People are occupied, making moves here, making moves there, going all over the place. And then all of a sudden, we start to find out what exactly News Braca was up to. Come to find out, News Braca managed to steal some Omega-47. Omega-47 is, I guess at best described, as a compound that can literally scramble space itself. It prevents communication through any space where Omega-47 exists, and it also disables warp travel. So you're talking about a complete nightmare if enough of this stuff is deployed. Well, to make it worse, turns out Starfleet Academy was, well, not Starfleet Academy, Starfleet was working on some mind technology along with Omega-47 so that you could actually deploy Omega-47 out into a space. It's rigged to a mind blows and just sprays out a mass amount of Omega-47, causing a lot of damage to the space around, the area of detonation, to where that space might not even be warp capable. I think it was said it could take thousands of years, if ever, for a space to become warp capable again if some Omega-47 blows up in it. We get some more big news. We find out that Caleb has actually managed to get word from his mother and now has a solid location of where to find her, but he has a small window. This forces him to borrow a shuttle to go out and meet her, and of course the other cadets get mixed into it. Well, needless to say, that does go horribly wrong, and in the process of getting that fixed, News Braca's plan finally springs into action. Turns out what he was doing was he was slowly waiting for Starfleet to all gather in a single location, dedication of making Beta Z Starfleet headquarters, and then he slowly surrounded the entire Federation with Omega-47 mines, effectively trapping them inside a bubble of Omega-47, and if they try to cross it, of course he would detonate it. Well, one thing Braca did not count on is the USS Athena being on the outside of the space. So we actually have a nice little daunting conclusion cliffhanger of what's gonna happen now that the Athena and some of the crew are outside of the bubble and almost the entire rest of Starfleet is trapped behind a minefield of Omega-47. Yeah, a lot is going on. So just to line up things and stuff that's gonna have to be dealt with in season 2. As of the end of the episode, we saw that Captain Ake, Lieutenant Reno, the Dr. Hologram, and the cadets, all except for Arima's younger brother, he's trapped inside the Omega-47, and also Jet Reno's wife, Laura Thok, she's trapped inside. We'll get to that in a moment. And that's all that they have available outside of the bubble. So they're going to be effectively behind enemy lines at the beginning of season 2, at least until they figure out what to do about those mines and open up travel and everything again. So we're going to see something of an isolation setup. It kind of reminds me of Voyager, but instead of the barrier being distance, where the Voyager was tossed out several million light years and they had to make their way back home, we now see that a small portion of Federation presence, the Athena, is trapped outside of or trapped away from the rest of Starfleet and most of the supplies and materials and personnel they used to have to work with. So they're kind of on their own, like I said, behind enemy lines. So that's going to be an interesting setup. Because first and foremost questions are, what are we going to do about the Athena trying to reach contact back into Starfleet territory just for orders or direction or for anything like that? Next, remember what I was saying about Jet Reno and Laura Thok? You know, they're a couple. They are now separated by this. Then we've also got Tarima and her brother. They're separated by this barrier. And then there's some even personal conflicts among the cadets themselves. We found that Sam was going to try to get her own quarters for the next year of Starfleet Academy, which kind of put a sour face on Genesis. We also saw at the beginning of the episode that Jaden, who has had a really good camaraderie relationship with Caleb, they kind of get at odds in the beginning of the episode, in which Jaden was trying to have a ceremony to try and bring his friends closer together with him, and Caleb was so distracted by his mother that he just kind of blew him off. So we're gonna need to get some conclusion going on with that. So there's just a whole lot of moving parts, but I think my absolute favorite part of this entire episode was that News Braca, I believe, has set himself up to be a great Star Trek villain. Think about it. He made a major move without even appearing in the episode. I am really hoping that maybe season 2 will start off with News Braca appearing and kind of realizing, wait a minute, what are you still doing outside of here? Why aren't you trapped in with the others? And then maybe we'll get into a massive cat and mouse chase. And of course, with the majority of Starfleet trapped behind that Omega-47, Captain Ake is going to be outmanned, outgunned, outclassed, outshipped, out-resourced, and everything like that. But you know, she's no idiot. She's been around for a long time. So I think she'll be more than a match for him. So I'm hoping season 2, we're going to get a really good conflict and kind of really bring some more cohesion to the relationship between Ake and Braca. Like I said, that could be the next, Kirk and Khan, Picard and Q, Cisco and Gul Dukat. It could be glorious. So I hope that's kind of a thing that happens there in season 2. But yeah, we are finally at the end of season 1. How did you enjoy it? I personally loved it myself. After I go back and knock a few other shows off, I'm probably going to try and fit at least one rewatch of season 1 before season 2 starts. From what I understand, season 2 has already finished main production, so now it's post-production, editing, and things like that. So I'm hoping January 2027 we get season 2 of Starfleet Academy. But again, what did you all think about it? I loved it. Feel free to chime in the comments. You folks have a good one. I'll yellow out, and as always, keep exploring.